Tonight we're going to be talking about pencil grip and pencil grasp. I'm Miss Jamie OT and I'm back for my weekly Facebook Live series to teach you handy tips and tricks for your kid. So before I get started in my tricks about pencil grip, I want to remind you about last week's video. I talked all about core strength and shoulder stability and how children need these foundational skills before they're able to use their fingers properly and have a good pencil grasp and neat handwriting. So core strength is one of those foundational skills that children really need to have in place. And tonight is the last night for the sale of one of my favorite products. This is the Core Strengthening Exercise Program. It's one of my favorite products, and I just posted the link on my Facebook page for you to check it out. It's 40% off until midnight. So if you are concerned that your child slumps a lot, or they might always lean on the table when they're writing, or hold their head up, or maybe when they're walking in the hall, they're always leaning against the wall, those are indications that your child might need to work on their core strength. So check out the site and see what you think, and you'll learn a lot from the website and see if maybe that might be something that would work for you and your child. I really love it. So on to talking about pencil grasp. Number one, yes, pencil grasp is important, and so is crayon grasp. So please talk to your child about how to hold their pencil and crayon, especially preschool teachers and moms and dads of young children who are just starting to be interested in coloring and drawing. Once a poor grasp pattern gets locked in, whether it's a functional grasp or an inefficient grasp, it's very hard to change. So basically about after second grade, children really struggle to try to change their pencil grasp if someone's asking them to. So it's really important to teach children from the beginning how to hold it properly. So I can't emphasize that enough. It doesn't mean if your child holds their pencil incorrectly that their handwriting will definitely be messy, but very often children who are holding their pencil incorrectly, they might be fisting their pencil or just using their fingers in an awkward position, and it's because they don't have the hand strength or the shoulder stability to hold their pencil properly. So when you get a child into the habit of holding it properly, those other things start to kick in because they're using their fine motor and their small muscles of their hand to manipulate the pencil. So if the child is using the wrong muscle group, some kids are still, if they're immature in kindergarten, they're still using their whole arm to color, or maybe they're using their wrist instead of their fingers. And not only does this lead to poor control, but it leads to fatigue, and it makes children tired and they don't want to write and color and include detail in their work. So it is important to address pencil grasp. Think of how often you tell your child to say please and thank you, or how often you tell them to sneeze into their arm, probably a few times a day. You should be telling your child how to hold their pencil that many times a day as well. I know it might seem a little crazy, but children just don't automatically know how to hold their pencil, so please teach them and show them. And I'm going to tell you my favorite trick for teaching children how to hold their pencil. Before I go to get a pencil grip for a child, my favorite trick is to grab a Sharpie and draw a smiley face on their pencil. So you notice this is a small golf pencil, and I like to recommend that for little children. You've noticed I've written a lot of posts about how I like small crayons for little kids because it's less for them to hold, so they can't sneak extra fingers on. And this is a great trick for typically developing children or children who are just a little developmentally delayed. Some children really do need a jumbo pencil or jumbo crayon, and I'll be speaking more about that next week. But in the meantime, for the majority of the time, I like to recommend small crayons and pencils. So I draw a face on there, and then I tell my kids that their thumb goes on one eyeball, their index finger goes on the other eyeball, and the rest of the fingers get tucked away. And this gives them a simple visual cue for where to place their fingers, which is great. You don't want the fingers sitting on top of one another. You want them next to each other. I always tell the children that the pencil sits back in this space in between their thumb and index finger. In OT world, that's called the web space. I tell children that we call it the pencil couch, and it's the pencil couch because that's where the pencil sits when they're doing their writing. So you may have children that hold their pencil like this or like this. You want it back here in the pencil couch. And that's just one verbal cue and using this visual cue to help children put their fingers in the right spot. One little tip for moms and dads and teachers of your lefty students, you want to put the fingers up a little higher. So your lefty student has the challenge of writing from left to right and their hand is in the way. And this is why children often smear when they're lefties. So if you put the eyes up a little higher and they learn to control their pencil from up a little higher, it helps them to see what they're writing, which increases the legibility and decreases all of the smearing that we see so often with lefties. So those are 2 simple tricks that I like to teach for telling children how to hold their crayon and pencil, and I hope that you'll use them too. A visual cue is a big help for children. I actually like to recommend to have a picture of how to hold a crayon or a pencil within your classroom or at home by your homework station. So this is a poster that's a freebie on my website, and I'm posting the link on my Facebook page in a minute so that you can have it for yourself. But it's good for children to see a visual poster of how they should be holding their crayon, and it reminds them that it's important to you. And also for the teachers, it reminds you to remind the kids how to hold their pencil. Because for us, sometimes we forget. We think it's a normal thing that children automatically know, but they don't. It's not innate. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Please remember to like my Facebook page. I'm getting so close to 10,000 and I'm really hoping to hit it soon. And next week, I will be speaking about the benefits of large crayons and large pencils. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you next week. I'm going to be posting on Tuesday next week instead of Monday because I have a prior commitment. So stay tuned and I will see you then. Thanks for watching.